I don't know how the, in my opinion, how the jury could have arrived at a situation in which they're split, especially hearing the experts. I mean, they are free to disregard the experts. They are free to disregard whoever that they actually
Right.
want to from their witness list. They could totally believe the McCabe's, no matter how we feel about it, over science. But again, I don't want it to be a system in which the jury would literally believe everyone over science, because scientifically, and I believe what happened on defense, in the last few weeks of the trial on day 29, I think it was. I mean, the defense only had 2 days to put on the case, and they practically ran it out of the park completely in something that the prosecution could not do in 28. But
Yep.
that even being like I always felt that the evidence that well, not the evidence, the testimony in of itself of the accident reconstructionist that basically went on to opine and said that even if John O'Keefe was to have had his arm out to be hit, to
Yeah.
cause the injuries I did because of the side tail view, there still would be other injuries present to his spinal cord, to his
So many more.
head, because of just the virtue alone. Um even if we were to discount the impossibility of standing in such a way that it would hit you in the first place, even if you discount that, the fact that there is other corroborating injuries to match up with what I'm seeing, with what we saw, because he had no injuries neck down. So
And he
I
had no
believe
bruises.
that should have been enough evidence to like at least throw the case out, like to at least cause a doubt in jury's mind to be like, there's no way this could have happened by a car. I don't know what they were hoping for, but Pam, what were you about to say? Sorry.
I was saying, even if the way that I would tell you that the prosecution was quite masterful at wasting 5.5 weeks of time, because it didn't take that long to go over the information that they went over. It didn't take that, it should not have taken that long. But even when you look at what there was, how they said that it happened, I was expecting, and maybe the way that they were talking about it, I was expecting a broken bone, but not necessarily having. But I would have that hand would not have, if it absorbed all that impact.
Mhm.
And like I said, just full disclosure, I have been hit by a car. I didn't break a bone, but I was bruised up and got cuts, and all of this was sore. But I was a little girl then, so it hit me up a little higher. But I was bruised, I was sore, I was all of those different things, and those things showed up in it because all of this was just completely dark. So I really would have wanted to have seen, I you should have seen a little bit more,
Mhm.
uh the bruising part that got me.
Yes.
um not, not some cuts and things like that, or as that other expert said, that they were dog bites. But I would have wanted to have seen more injury, and I'm still trying to figure out how uh all of that happened. You got something with your arm, and then you bop the back of your head. And even it didn't their expert, the prosecution, she was there, what do you call it, the coroner, was saying
Yep.
that it was undetermined, like how he
Yeah.
sustained those injuries.
Yep. His
So I
cause of death was undetermined.
Yeah. And so it's my, the prosecution did a very good job with wasting a whole lot of time, and I think that that's what they were wanting to do, not to give the defense a lot of time, since the judge has set this for what, about a 4 to 6 week trial, and they made sure that they ate up all of that time with that. So uh the jury being hung, I think it's how those verdict slips were written.
Those were
Oh.
Because
weird.
if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that they separated out drunk driving, just drunk driving by itself. The drunk driving came with a manslaughter charge or a reckless something. I can't remember what they were, because I think they believed that she was drunk when she was
Mhm.
driving, but I don't think that they believe that her driving caused the injuries. And so I think that they're hung up with, we want to say that she was drunk driving, but I don't think that they're in that. If I'm not mistaken, those could be pulled up, I don't think that they were able to say just that drunk driving charge without anything else. And I think that that's what's confusing them, all of those charges, and how they were worded, because they had that not really a firestorm. The judge seemed to be perturbed with Karen, but
Yeah.
it just has. I think that that's what's hanging them up. uh and that's just me. I think that that's what's hanging them up.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That that
go on.
second charge is the weird one. I just sent you the verdict slip for the second one, at least before they
Yeah.
updated it. But
Oh yeah,
Is
I'm just sorry, sorry. Continue.
I was gonna say, does the one of those charges just say drunk driving, or is something else attached to it?
Let
so
me
it
check real
doesn't.
quick.
It has the so the actual, it's the manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence, and then the lessers would be
Yeah, this
um
one here.
oh,
The
let's see,
lessers. I'm not sure if
manslaughter,
you can
involuntary
actually see on the
manslaughter,
screen.
motor vehicle homicide, which is a felony OUI.
All right, so
So regardless, the homicide is still attached to it. And this was before they updated it, but really all they did for the update was add in the not guilty
Of the
of
lesser offense.
the lesser offenses, of the stated charge and the lesser offenses. So it's
finally.
still a lot on one form.
Oh, okay. Let me just go to the chat real quickly. It's like 99 point. It's like 99% doubt from Zach. Zach, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm also guessing that Pam Entertainment believes Karen Reed is guilty as well, right? I didn't quite get it from you.
I think she's guilty of
So
driving drunk. I don't think she's guilty of the those other charges. I just don't. The evidence is not proving to me that that the way they say it happened. Do I
mm,
believe that she was driving under the influence? Absolutely. But I don't believe
Everyone was
that.
that night.
Yeah, I believe that absolutely, but I just don't believe that she was driving. I just don't. I don't believe all of those things.
Right.
okay. Yeah, and
See,
this is
they don't have a charge on here saying guilty of the offense of operating a motor vehicle with blood alcohol level of whatever higher. They don't have just that particular offense. They don't have that.
Nope, they
mm,
don't.
yeah,
All
and this is
the homicide is tied to all of the charges.
yeah, but this is where I also believe as well, because I do think not guilty being on its own here and not having the option available for all of this might make one jury believe that they have to actually be found guilty of, if they find Karen guilty of DUI, that they also have to find her guilty of the vehicular manslaughter, which I mean, it's not
Right.
clear, but at the same time, like, you can be found guilty of just the DUI, just that alone.